Welcome to Module 1, Introduction to Agile and Scrum, from the PeopleCert Scrum Master II certification training. In this, we will cover an introduction to Agile and Scrum. There would be 7 questions from this module out of the 40. This course, as you know, is going to cover the elements of Scrum that all Scrum Masters need to know and to help you better understand Scrum in the context of the Scrum Master role in particular. Knowing what the elements are is just the beginning. To be a Scrum Master requires deeper understanding of the why and how to facilitate the use of Scrum in an organization. If you think about it, everybody knows what a hammer is, what lumber is, what nails are, but doesn't mean they would know enough to build something. Our goal by end of the course is that to understand how to bring the elements of Scrum together to build something in the organization, just like bringing the hammer, the nails, and the lumber to do something. This module covers the basics of Agile and Scrum, including the relevance to the Scrum Master role. So if you have attended the PeopleCert Scrum Master 1 course or already have some experience in Scrum, this will just be a review for you. Topics covered in this module are: what is Agile, the Agile Manifesto and the 12 principles of the Agile Manifesto, reaping the benefits of Agile, successful Agile transformation. This module, by the way, has been split into 2 recordings. So in the first recording, in this one in particular, we will look at these 4 topics, which I just mentioned. In the continuation to this module, in a subsequent recording, we will cover the remaining 4 topics. What is Scrum? The Scrum Guide, the Scrum Framework with its theory and the 3 pillars of Scrum, and Scrum Values and the Scrum Team concept. Module 1, Introduction to Agile and Scrum, in particular focus on what is Agile. What is Agile? Let's define the word Agile. The Merriam-Webster dictionary defines Agile in a good way. It says, having an agile mind to be quick, resourceful, and adaptable in character, and being physically ready and able to move with speed and grace, from the Merriam-Webster English Dictionary. According to this definition, the Agile Alliance defines Agile in a business sense as the ability to create and respond to change in order to succeed in an uncertain and turbulent environment. Why do businesses need Agile? What happens if they can't adapt to market or other influencing factors quickly? The 3 aspects to being business agile might be restated as follows. The organization must have an agile mindset and culture to be quick, resourceful, and adaptable. The organization must learn the ability to continually identify, create, and respond to change. And the organization must have the ability and techniques to work in flexible and agile ways. So we have here on this slide, unlike the predictive linear waterfall approach, Agile takes an iterative adaptive approach to project management with a focus on the faster delivery of business value, a continual alignment with customer needs, improvement based on frequent feedback, daily collaboration, embracing exchange. The iterative means evolving and repeating similar things to evolve further. So if you have developed something as an experiment, you might repeat similar steps, but evolve further and build further on it. That would be iterative, also known as adaptive. And in adaptive, which is pure adaptive, you may want to deliver while you are evolving as well, because there are 2 possibilities: keep evolving and deliver only at the end of the final evolution, or keep evolving and deliver intermittently or periodically as you continue to evolve. Whereas in the linear waterfall approach, something is delivered at the end of an initiative or a project by going through several sequential phases, such as planning, then construction, then testing, and then rolling it out, while not allowing too many changes to the original plan. Therefore, in the traditional waterfall, it would be sequential or linear, consisting of several discrete phases, such as requirements, design, development, testing, deployment, in IT context in particular. No phase therefore begins until the prior phase is complete. We cannot return to a previous phase. Therefore, waterfall can have its own challenges. For example, cost and time overruns, poor quality, lack of collaboration with customers except at the beginning, long time before business sees value, inability to incorporate desired changes once in the test phase of the project, and any other challenges. In contrast, an agile approach embraces an iterative adaptive approach, which enables a service provider to, as we saw here, the faster delivery of business value, etc. These aspects of an agile approach lead to better quality delivered sooner and at a lower cost, which ultimately increases customer satisfaction. If you look at the picture here, we got sprints known as short iterations where something is delivered as well. So these are also short iterations and short increments, delivering increments at short intervals or short iterations. So we see the launch coming at the end of each sprint or each evolved iteration. Whereas in each sprint or iteration, we have plan, then design, build, test, and review. It is possible that the plan, design, build, test, and review are also overlapping with each other rather than being done in sequence, because we know that sequence is waterfall. So while we could have a mini waterfall that may be still be agile, but if we totally eliminate waterfall, that would be ideally agile. A good place for you to understand various agile terms would be this site at agilealliance.org, Agile 101, Agile Glossary. Let's take a quick look at this site, particularly the terms iteration and increment. An iteration is a time box during which development takes place. The duration may vary from project to project and is usually fixed. In Agile, in truly Agile, particularly in Scrum, we prefer short iterations such as not exceeding 4 weeks. The most common one is generally 2 weeks. Iterative development. Agile projects are iterative insofar as they intentionally allow for repeating software development activities or any other development activities for any industry. For example, you could even have marketing campaigns generated in an iterative manner. And for potentially revisiting the same work products, the phrase planned rework is sometimes used. Refactoring is a good example. Refactoring meaning cleaning up things. Let's now take a look at incremental or incremental development. In an agile context, incremental development is when each successive version of a product is usable and each builds upon the previous version by adding user visible functionality. We now come to the Agile Manifesto, which has 4 values. The history is like this. In February 2001, 17 people met to talk about software development and to find a common ground. Representatives from a variety of development approaches, sympathetic to the need for an alternative to documentation-driven, heavyweight software development processes, came together, and what emerged was the Manifesto for Agile Software Development, commonly referred to as the Agile Manifesto. The manifesto included 4 value statements and supporting principles, as we see in these 4 quadrants in this picture. You may be able to view the manifesto and other historical information at the agilemanifesto.org, which we will take a look at in a while. The manifesto says this: we are uncovering better ways of developing software by doing it and helping others do it. Through this work, we have come to value individuals and interactions over processes and tools. So it doesn't mean that processes and tools are not important, but the collaboration between individuals is more important. Also, through this work, we have come to value working software over comprehensive documentation, which means products that work is valued over documenting what the product is supposed to do. Beware of those who insist documentation isn't needed. We need the right amount of documentation. Also, through this work, we have come to value customer collaboration over contract negotiation, which means continual collaboration even on a daily basis rather than negotiating all those requirements upfront and then not engaging with the customer until perhaps user acceptance testing, at which point it's very difficult to change things without delays and therefore the cost also increases. We also come to value this last one, responding to change over following a plan. And that means frequent collaboration allows for frequent feedback, which in turn enables the provider to be responsive to the customer's changes. This leads to better quality and a product that is more likely to meet the customer's needs. And if you look at the manifesto, the ones in the higher, bigger size, or if you keep them on the left side and the smaller sized items on the right side, then you can say that is, while there is value in the items on the right, we value the items on the left more. And that would be, for example, individuals and interactions would be on the left, processes and tools would be on the right. So therefore, we value individuals and interactions more than the processes and tools, while not ignoring processes and tools. And you could apply the same comparison between working software on the left versus comprehensive documentation on the right, and so on for the remaining two core values as well of the Agile Manifesto.